HD is Huntington's disease.
It is a neurological disease. It is hereditary. You have a 50-50 chance of getting it, so you may or you may not pass it down to your children. It's overwhelming, and this winter was a tough winter. So
Smith won't say it, but the leaders in the fight against Huntington's disease certainly will. The Astros pitcher has energized the fight to find a cure.
Lee, who did your nails today?
Allie did my nails.
And who filed them?
Joe filed my nails.
Joe filed them. Did you know he was so good at nails?
Cute. No. He can do anything.
I know. He's good at everything, isn't he? So aren't you mature right now?
So, no, none are mature. Your biggest one's a 12.
And so 17 means mature. And you want
At least 17 millimeters.
Okay, okay.
Yeah. Maybe you're
The
looking
key
at
is just to make more than one embryo, so you don't have to do this whole thing again.
Exactly.
Just freeze it.
So maybe we're looking like at a Thursday or Friday.
Okay.
Maybe even Saturday.
I mean, I would
For what? For a leave?
Retrieval. Retrieval.
I mean, unless I can go to Atlanta for Saturday and come back Sunday for retrieval.
And at that time, when you get closer, we start bringing you in like back to back. So like the first week in March, we should have your embryos. We'll know everything and you'll be good. Yeah.
You'll know the genetic testing that you do. So should I be doing the 18 days of prep?
No, so what will happen is after your retrieval, let's say if it was here, you're gonna have a period right here somewhere. We can put you on birth control pills until we get those results, stop you, and 4 days later start your meds.
And then the
'Cause if
meds
not-
take 18 days, and then we can,
Yeah.
so we could transfer them.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The best way to describe it is what your insurance will cover. So ours covers the doctor visits, but we had to pay all the medication.
Yeah.
We're actually already over $30,000.
Yeah.
I've been writing it all down on my phone, and they tell you ballpark that it's 25 to 30 grand, but we're closer to 35, honestly, which was a surprise to us. Okay, sounds good. So funny. Okay, yep, thanks for the update. Okay, thanks, bye. She goes, well, Dr. Hoff reviewed your blood work, and actually we want you back tomorrow, and you could be done sooner than we actually talked about today. So don't order any medicine until tomorrow. Take your same dose tonight, and then we'll go from there, but you might have to wait as long as you think. See why when I was telling you what's going on, why I sounded so confusing? They're like telling me two different things. Oh my gosh.
If he has it, I think about using Joe as an example to our kids of how to face life challenges head on and how to, you know, take something really bad and make something beautiful, then being the beautiful part of it. And just like looking at their dad as a hero, you know? Because it gets ugly and they take it out on the ones they love. But we're testing for other genetic disorders outside of Huntington's. That way, if we have none, it's not necessarily because of Huntington's. But I also don't think I could find out and keep that information from Joe. So like the only way to do it is to just not find out how many we have before genetic testing and just wait until after. But I don't like it. It's weird to me. I want to know everything. If I knew he had it, I would make him do more stuff. I would make him dance. he hates dancing unless he has like 6 tequilas and then he'll dance. I would just force him to dance. I would force him to just travel and try weird foods and really, really push him outside of his comfort zone. But maybe I should be doing it anyways, you know? Okay, so just to confirm, coming tomorrow is for the manicures and 1 $300 off. Okay, thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thanks, you too. Okay. There goes 500 more bucks. Hurry up and grow. That's the kind of stuff that is like, if you're strapped for money, I just don't know how. Oh, hey, you need 3 more days of growth. Like, just cough up another $1,200, you know? I mean, most people can't do that. Thankfully I can, but it's terrifying.
Today is Tuesday. I'm assuming she's gonna see you back on Thursday.
Okay, so no tomorrow.
So I'm not sure. She has to look at your results.
Okay, just
So
give me a
for
call.
now, okay, yeah, we'll do that.
So follicle means that it's like fluid around the egg. And we're gonna measure these. So I'm trying to keep everybody on board. I'm trying to get the most mature eggs that we can. So, you know, it's one of those things where we never really know how you're gonna respond until we start the stimulation. I mean, you have a total of probably 10. Okay. So nothing more to do just besides the same dose and shot.
I think we just spit out.
Oh, yeah.
Alright, so that means
Little sperm cup. You better give the sperm sample of your life. Uncle Lou, what are you gonna buy my kids? Jordan? Oh, ice skates, good.
I'm just gonna call a lack of love. I'm not gonna put that, like, I'm not gonna have you blasted, scared, like, I'm gonna have him do it here. And keep his body to keep it.
I know people. I mean, my sister. She had 3 beautiful, healthy kids. She hasn't been tested. She didn't go through IVF. She had them naturally. Like, that's completely fine.
Yeah, like,
She told me, I really respect what you're doing. I still would not do it because I don't think I could go through the genetic testing and any modifications to God's natural process. She believes that God will protect her family and that if they have it, that there's a reason for it and that, you know, God will make good out of that somehow. But I believe that this medical advancement is a gift from God, and I respect her decision, and thank God she respects ours. Setting everything up for you to mix it.
Go outside. Go outside, everybody. No more of this. Go outside. Come on. Come here. Drink some water. Let me know when I can look. He can come out.
Some of the things people don't think about is he throws a ball for a living so precisely that if he misses by half an inch, it changes the course of the entire game. It changes how much he gets paid. It changes where he plays and what his contract situation is and how long he plays and all those things. And Huntington's disease affects your motor skills. So he took a huge risk by going public and allowing everyone to know, hey, I could be experiencing these symptoms in the next 10 years. He didn't care. He looked it right in the eye and he said, things are bigger than baseball and they're bigger than what I can control. And so when he decided that, I just went full mission, like create a charity, create a website, spread awareness, figure out ways that we can help.
We're getting closer. I don't know. I mean, that's the hard part of watching Allie go through this. You know, it's like,
You want this now?
she's a lot stronger than me. She's tough, man.
All right, we got the call that says take the trigger shot. That means that the follicles are big enough to where they feel confident that in a couple days from now we'll be able to do our egg retrieval. So I'm going to take this shot right here. And it's Friday night at 9:30, and that means Sunday around 9 a.m. I will have my egg retrieval. All right, triggers in. Guess who's coming in to see me for my surgery?
I tried to fly, but I ran out of sky, and I fell straight down into the ocean. Then I rode away back to shore, and I stayed for a while, till I got tired of being alone.
Time to make a baby.
Why do I always try to run away from you?
It's gonna go great.
Please don't say a castaway is what I was born to do. I guess I'll always be lost without you.
My mom asked about, is Allie pregnant? Is Allie gonna have a baby? And I was like, well, no, she's not pregnant, but we're going down to Houston for everything. And all she said was like, you're really gonna have a kid without HD. And I was like, yeah. She was just so happy. I mean, we probably cried for like 15 minutes because all she was worried about was the grandkids, me and Megan, having this. Like, that's pretty much, if there's ever anything she's, she always says she's scared to die or choke on things.
His mom, I was there the other day and I just lost it. She was so mentally present. And I left there and I called my parents and I was like, I love you so much. And I just think about yelling at my mom when she was trying to give me shots because she was just saying stupid stuff that didn't make any sense because she was just being a protective mom, and I would just yell at her. And then I'm with Joe's mom, and she would do anything to be like a healthy mom with a good relationship with her daughter, giving her daughter shots every day, So I just had to call my mom and say I'm sorry because Lee looked me in the eye and said, I want you to spread my ashes over Lake Erie. You're not gonna die. You're not dying yet. I need you to hold on. Like, the thought that she was even thinking of that moment and even thinking of the end was so sad. And I know Joe, and if Joe's in a full-time care facility, he is going to want to die instead of being in a full-time care facility. And he will say that to me out loud.
I just don't know what route I would go. I don't know if I got tested, that might end my playing career just because mentally I'd be consumed. I still play in Major League Baseball, so I'd say I'm doing okay as far as one of the first things to go is motor skills. Like it was with my mom, I think I'm still doing okay, even though I kind of sucked last year, but I don't think that's because of Huntington's. I think it's just I'm old and I throw slow now. But I don't know. Maybe I have it, maybe I don't. But I told Allie, I said, when it comes out, if they have something that helps, I'll go get tested.
He has my heart and my energy and every part of my soul for life and everything that comes with that, and family and support, and that we're all here from him, and that he'll never be alone, and that this is his life hurdle, but that we all have one, and that we're going to get through it together. And if you dare try to get through it alone, I will smack you right across the face and straighten you right out, because you're not getting through it alone, because nobody could ever get through that alone. And so just hold on to me, and just hold on to us, and you gotta just say this stuff out loud, because when it's in your head, it's magnified, and it's so much worse.
Hi. Sorry about that.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, Joe. I'm gonna put you on speaker. Okay. I'm with Joe. Okay.
So I have really bad news. None of them. So I'm very sorry. I talked to the embryologist about progression, and it seems that none of them continued on. I asked if there was any, potential.
Now the big one, the predictions. Who is going to win game number 5 tonight, Big Hurt?
The Houston Astros behind the coal train tonight. This guy's is just too good. I
tonight. Garrett Cole on the mound for the Houston Astros. We told you Joe Ross getting the surprise start for the home team, the Washington Nationals. Game 5 here in D.C. The crowd is ramping our yell. Another strong inning put up by Joe Smith. 5-1 after 8 in Game 5. Nice moment. His wife, Allie, LaForce, after Joe Smith got through that inning, battled his way back from Achilles tear. Took the first part of the season away from him, and he just got 3 big outs in the bottom of the 8th inning.
Well, when he used to question why he played baseball and how much he was away from his mom, I would just tell him, she didn't take you to all those tournaments growing up for no reason. She didn't waste every weekend of her life at a baseball field to watch you play for you to quit. The only way she could be sadder than she is now is if you gave up your career to be close to her, period.
When she basically got addicted to water, and she flushed her whole system of all the sodium. And my dad ended up taking her into the hospital. And the doctor said that if he hadn't taken her in, there's a good chance that she would not have woken up the next morning. And then that's when things got really challenging, because she went in and then she has never come back home.
Woohoo! At it again.
Really, I'm just praying that, God teaches me as many incredible lessons this time around. Eggs or no eggs, embryos or no embryos. When it's all said and done, it was an incredible experience, and I just know that God's going to use this as a lesson again in my life, no matter what happens. Thank you to all the women that have shared their story, the women that have gone through it 7 times, the women who have lost their eggs because of, malfunctions in the storage facilities that their eggs have been stored in. All the horror stories that they've shared publicly had to be so hard for them, but they do help me get through it, so it's part of the reason I'm sharing my journey. But today was a really good day. What you got? Do good, I'll see you at the game.
Ever since you were a little girl, your daddy told you you could run the world. And I know when we met that
Super at peace.
you were sitting in the corner sipping Earl Grey.
Come here.
You had the sweetest things in your eyes.
Day 7 of shots already.
Sunset sky, as much as I wanna hold you, I couldn't hold you back. There's no stopping.
It's time for my trigger shot. That means my surgery is going to be in 2 days from now. So my surgery is at 9:30 in the morning on Thursday. It's Tuesday night now at 10:30. You have to take it specifically at that time. And it means basically it's game time. When the eggs come out, they have to fertilize with the sperm. They have to grow for 10 days. Then those get genetically tested. So there's a lot of different avenues to fail here. But God has showed me a lot of beauty through failure, and my most precious moments in life have been from failure. So I'm not pushing any of it away, and I'm just really excited to see what he does with our lives this time. So that's how I'm feeling.
Obviously, we made the playoffs. Around that same time, Allie and I were going back through the IVF journey.
So this time, we had 13 eggs in egg retrieval. 12 were mature, and 8 took to Joe's sperm. And out of those 8, 5 grew into full embryos. So then they send those off to be biopsied and genetically tested.
And of course, I asked my wife, hey, if we could please wait until after the playoffs, because I don't really want anything to mess with my mind right now. Whether it's good or bad, I'd just like to, focus on baseball. And
I told him, no problem. I completely understand. So we're sitting in New York, and I wake up, and he's about to play the Yankees. And I have a text from the doctor saying, are you ready for the good news? And I was so conflicted because I wanted to honor what Joe said, but then I'm thinking it has to be 5 out of 5. Why else would she text me that? So I'm just kind of pacing back and forth in the room, and I don't know what to do. And I'm like, you can do this. Find out, and then keep a secret from Joe, and then let it authentically happen. So she texts me, and she's like, you have 2 healthy, guaranteed HT-free embryos. And so
I wasn't going to tell Joe until after the baseball playoffs. And I felt I couldn't look him in the eye. I couldn't look him in the eye knowing that. And so a lot of things raced through my head. Like, I can't believe I thought that I could find out if he had Huntington's or not and keep that from him my whole life. When I can't even keep the news that we have 2 embryos from him for 2 weeks. The next day we went to dinner because it was in between games, and we get back to the hotel room and we're laying in bed and I just start bawling and I'm like, we need 2 HT-free babies. And I'm in his arms and he's like, what?
But, you know, we laughed, we cried, and had a really good moment.
Then he just looks at me and he goes, why can't you do one single thing I ask you to do? Like, I just didn't want to know during baseball. Getting to leave for 8 months to play baseball and come back is an honor and a privilege, but it also is extremely eye-opening and makes for a very emotional return to see the value of not just a year or a month, but a day. And so knowing that if Joe has Huntington's, I could be losing him by the day makes me want to do a lot of things differently.
You know, it's just 5 years ago or so, you know, me and my mom were having a conversation, a burger and a beer, and then now it's like, you know, you can't even have, there's no conversation. Like, you know, I hope she's still here and cognizant. And hopefully we have a baby.
We found out that it is possible for us to make embryos. So, like, even if they don't take to my body, I still consider this a success because it's further than we got the first time.
I am excited, but I'm nervous. I don't want to get too excited because I guess I just don't want to, you know, feel the letdown, which obviously last time it was a letdown, but like everybody goes through, you know, some people, we've talked to people who have gone through 3 or 4 before they've gotten them or more, and you just never know what's going to happen. And we're blessed with 2, and we'll see. I think we're going to put one in March. I don't know if she told you yet, and see what happens.
I think he's scared to celebrate yet, knowing, like, if they don't actually make a child with a heartbeat and I'm not pregnant, then here we go again.
It happened on a Sunday, outside and the sun was shining. That look on your face, oh, it hit me so hard inside. I could see all the light was fading from your pretty blue eyes, and all I needed were the right words.
I asked his mom if she would do anything different, if she knew she'd be in a full-time care facility by the time she was 50 years old, and she said no. She said, I have no regrets. I lived the best life, and I had the most amazing kids, and I had so much fun. I couldn't believe she said no. Like, wow, I hope when I'm 50 I can say I wouldn't change a single way I live my life.
I'm not going to tell anybody how to live their life or how to have a baby, but if you want it out of your family line, here it is. Like, so we go looking for a cure. Like, we can't, like right now I can't help my mom. You know, I wish I could. And if I have it, I can't really help me. I just hope the medicine, you know, comes out, and I hope it works like they say it works. But even if I have it and I take the medicine, if I have a child, they still have a 50-50 chance. Like, this is the only way right now that we know to get rid of it. If there's a perfect world, everybody goes and gets this, at least it would, you know, you can't pass it on. It would kill a disease, which is crazy, but that's what, like, don't we want to do that? Get rid of it for good?
Put your hands in